Hey guys! We have recently reviewed a 43-inch monitor from ASUS, and while it is nice to have an absolute ginormous monitor, it certainly is not for everybody. In this video we're looking at the EW3280U, which is a 32-inch 4K monitor from BenQ. We'll cover what you get for your money, benchmark its performance, and provide you with our opinion if you're still deciding if you should get it. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. First off, in the box we'll find the monitor itself and monitor stand, which comes in two pieces. You simply screw them together and click it in place. BenQ has also included power, HDMI and DisplayPort cables. If you look at the connections at the bottom of the screen, there is a headphone jack, two HDMI 2.0 ports, one display 1.4 port and one USB Type-C. The USB Type-C is an interesting one. It also supports power delivery of up to 60 watts, which is always welcome for any laptop users. I wish this monitor had an integrated USB hub to really make it fully featured. At the back of the stand, there is a cable management channel with plastic cover to keep everything nice and neat. Unfortunately, there's not much adjustments with the stand. It only has a slight tilt. So to those who need a bit more flexibility, it does support a VESA 100x100 mount. Do bear in mind, this monitor is 7.3 kilos without the stand, so make sure you get a really sturdy mount. Once set up, this monitor has a very slick look to it. Starting with a bezel-less design and dark brown rustic color. It is both bold and elegant at the same time. On the bottom left, it has a volume wheel, which is good but not great. If you spin it slowly, it works well, but the moment you really want to spin it, it seems to go back and forth. Take it as you wish, I just wish it was a little bit more polished. On the back we have two custom buttons, you can configure those to whatever you like. Just below there's a joystick control and also a power button. BenQ has also included this little silicone platform, which to be fair at first resembles a doorstop, but it actually is designed for placing the remote. It's pretty neat and a good use of space. I like this trend of including a remote with larger displays, as it is a common practice now for people to sit back and play some games. Talking about that, BenQ brands it as entertainment monitor, and I can see why. It boasts 10-bit 60Hz IPS panel with 95% DCI-P3 coverage. On top of this, it rocks a VESA Display HDR 400 certification, with BenQ's own intelligent flavor to increase the immersion. Here we have the classic Shadow of a Tomb Raider in 4 different modes: SDR, Display HDR and the 2 HDRI modes, Cinema and Gaming. Generally, I would say 400 nits peak brightness is not enough, but in this case, with the baked-in HDRI profiles, the picture improves significantly. This is a very contrasted game, and I prefer game and cinema modes over the standard HDR, but it also depends on the scene. In some locations, the effect is very minor, and I couldn't really tell the difference unless looking at both at the same time, but in others, I would immediately pick up as one of them as my favorite. The only problem I found, I can't consistently choose which one of the two is better. Cinema mode pushes the contrast and making the darker scenes a little darker and bumps up the saturation, while gaming mode opens up the shadows and tones down the highlights, making the overall picture a little bit more flat but bringing out a lot of hidden details. Which one would you prefer? On top of this, if your content is not HDR but you have selected one of these modes, then it will simulate HDR effect. It happens automatically, but results are a little bit hit and miss. Personally, I want to use it, as in many cases it just darkens the scene a little bit too much. To further test this panel, we've set up a pursuit camera to simulate eye tracking, and here we're looking at two things. First, the whole image is reasonably blurry. This is because the panel is only 60Hz, and using this particular test it is very much expected. On the other hand, if you look closely, there's only a very small amount of ghosting on the UFO, which shows that this panel delivers really great results. Visuals alone are not the only part of this experience. BenQ has gone a step further by including a 2.1 speaker setup, and I would say this is probably the best speaker system on a monitor out there. We've tested this against our desktop Yamaha speakers and compared with the built-in set.
I got a confession. Been losing all momentum. Just because it's easy, but that don't make it better. I wanna dig my hands deep down in the dirt. Take a walk along the street if I'm feeling dessert.
While they're not perfect, they definitely have enough punch for casual user. On top of that, there are 5 different presets to choose from, so you have plenty of flexibility to personalize it to your own taste. To sum it all up, this monitor definitely ticks many boxes. It looks good, it sounds surprisingly great, and the power quality is superb. It would be a perfect match for any casual gamer and also great for watching movies. The added HDR is a nice bonus. To the buyers out there, I would suggest playing around with the profiles and see which you prefer more. As this is an IPS panel, it also provides high color coverage, and with some color calibration, this panel could be good enough for most creators. Needless to say, this monitor is not suited for professional work. BenQ has a separate lineup for that kind of monitor. If, on the other hand, your main goal is to have high refresh rate monitor, then you are in luck. BenQ does a 2K 27-inch 144Hz version of this monitor as well. If you want to check out any of the items we've tested today, we'll leave the links in the description below. I hope this was useful. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up and subscribe for more. We'll see you guys in the next one.